Ilia is probably considered one of the greatest of all time.
Ilia Topuria didn't just win UFC 317, he erased Charles Oliveira from consciousness with one of the coldest walk-off knockouts ever. The arena didn't echo, it roared. And then, Shawn Ali, watching it all unfold, just shook his head like he'd seen a ghost. He dropped a line that went viral instantly. Thank God Ilia didn't take my call out. That says it all. The man isn't just dangerous, he's terrifying. And now, Ilia's path is clear. He's gotta fight Islam. There's no dodging destiny now.
Oh! Was that a 2-3-2? 2-3. Holy Islam versus Topuria needs to happen. He's up there with John Jones. Knocked out Bolt, knocked out Max, knocked out Charles. Islam next at 170. Holy, who would even fight Ilia at 155 next? Holy, thank God he didn't accept my call out.
He probably went down from the first right hand.
Who would Ilia needs to fight Islam. But it does. If Islam loses, that's not the same. Ilia versus Islam now needs to happen. But if Islam beats JDM, Islam versus Ilia at 170.
That potential clash between Islam and Ilia isn't just a fight, it's a double division earthquake waiting to happen. But now, everyone's asking, was Shawn Ali dodging that right hand like a master of 4D chess, or did he accidentally escape the nastiest knockout in featherweight history? This isn't just about highlights, we're diving deep, breaking down Shawn's sneaky smart avoidance, the fight stats that scream super fight, and the single bizarre training trick that Ali swears could freeze Topuria in his tracks. You won't believe it until you hear it.
Yeah, Ilia strong. I say he punch good, fast, he make Charles go sleep quick. But brother, let's be honest, Charles got no chin. You sneeze on him, he go night-night. My little nephew, 1 year old, he throw toy. If it land on Charles' chin, maybe Charles in coma. He'll get KO.
Even Islam Makhachev felt the thunder. Before the first punch was even thrown in that main event, he felt his heart thud in his chest. Ilia Topuria versus Charles Oliveira wasn't just a fight, it was chess with blood. Islam respected them both deeply. Topuria's vicious power, Oliveira's choke you out in seconds guillotine game, and his breakdown after the bout? A masterclass. He said Charles needed perfect timing. When mistaken, he'd be on his back, stuck, eating elbows from hell. And Topuria, he had to survive the ground game. Tuck that chin or it's over. Islam framed it so clearly. MMA isn't chaos, it's 3D chess. Run too fast, trip. Too slow, you get tagged. It was a 50/50 call for him, a fight balanced on a knife's edge. But make no mistake, now that it's done, Islam wants his belt back. He's got plans, conquer welterweight, then circle back for what he says is rightfully his. Oh, and while we're at it, John Jones had a moment too. Khabib Nurmagomedov hit Instagram with the most unexpected praise, calling Jones the best to ever do it. The man didn't need to say much, just pure respect from one undefeated legend to another.
I think Khabib's an amazing fighter. I think he's done a great job representing the UFC. He's a great ambassador for our sport. But if you were to, ask, some MMA experts about myself and Khabib, I think most people would be able to tell.
John Jones, reading that message from Khabib on a quiet Colorado morning, coffee in hand, just paused. This was no ordinary compliment. It was a king nodding to another. Jones, who's taken heat from every corner of MMA for years, suddenly had validation from Khabib. That's not just rare, it's historic. Then came the fan tweet storm. One fan grilled him about why the John Jones versus Tom Aspinall dream fight never happened. John, grinning, typed back something cheeky. Maybe he was dodging me, followed by a playful lol. He reminded everyone he's been around since 2011. Aspinall, he's only just made the leap from small British circuits. We could have done this years ago, Jones laughed. That comment thread blew up. Fans, pundits, and even casuals dove headfirst into fantasy matchmaking. John didn't just give an answer, he gave us a glimpse of the real him. Playful, unfiltered, and totally aware of the missed chances in MMA history.
Sorry, Max, just one more.
Yeah,
I know you had good praise for Ilia there. Dana was in here. He said you are still the BMF champion, but Ilia's strutting around backstage with the UFC belt on one shoulder and his BMF one on the other. Just your thought on that.
I mean, it is what it is.
Then Max Holloway stepped into the spotlight with his YouTube breakdown, and let me tell you, this wasn't some distant commentary. Max lived it. He's fought both Ilia and Charles. He's felt Topuria's fists up close. He stopped Oliveira himself, wearing his signature backward cap. Max leaned into the camera like he was FaceTiming the fans directly. His breakdown? Fire. He walked fans through the fight's chaos. That left hook from Ilia? It's not hype. It's real. Max mimicked it on camera. The angle, the delivery, the trap. He told fans to look out for those moments. Ilia's big swings or Oliveira's sneaky setups. He said, this fight, it won't last long. Someone's going down early. And honestly, you believed him.
Go back. Do it. Do it. Do it. Do it. Yeah. Another one. Do another one. Yeet. 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 Another one.
Then Ilia Adesanya joined in, dropping pure fight eye from his gym in Vegas. Izzy laid it out with no fluff. If you're Charles, you don't stand in front of that guy, you take it to the mat. The guy knows what it's like to face killers. Izzy laid out a blueprint, feints, low kicks, jabs, then level change. He even demonstrated how to clinch and trip a beast like Topuria. But here's the twist, he still backed Topuria. He said if Charles chooses violence and trades punches instead of wrestling, it's lights out. Izzy's take was a mix of fear, admiration, and that sharp striker's clarity. He was saying what everyone was thinking. Ilia's power changes everything.
With Ilia and Charles, Ilia has a chance to knock anyone out. You know, he's got solid hands and very, very dangerous. He's got a very good focus, so even when things aren't going his way, he's still, you know, he's got like this tunnel vision of, I'm going to find this shot. So when you've got someone that's that stoic through that process, you know, he...
Alexander Volkanovski dropped his thoughts next, fresh from his own striking camp. And let's just say, the man doesn't miss details. Volk zeroed in on Oliveira's forward pressure, how Charles dips his head and moves in a straight line. That, he warned, leaves a giant target on his chin. He even mined the uppercut fans should expect. And Topuria, Volk broke it down like a surgeon. The footwork, the angle, the feints. Volk's breakdown wasn't just smart, it was surgical. He taught fans how to see the invisible threads in a fight, the twitch of an elbow, the pause before a strike. He didn't just analyze, he educated. And his calm, professor-like delivery gave even casuals a way into the Fight IQ elite club.
Very rarely do you get a disruptor like this that everything is aligned. He's good looking, pause. He talks well.
And then came Kamaru Usman, Mr. Pressure Fighter himself, bringing the energy of a war-hardened gym straight to the mic. He didn't just talk about Topuria's punches, he felt them. Usman, laughing but still wincing at the memory, described a sparring session with Ilia that left echoes literally across the mat. Every time I threw a liver shot, he said, I felt his ribs vibrate. That's how precise Ilia is. This isn't wild power, it's surgical. Usman explained how Ilia targets the little soft spots right between the ribs, not just swinging, calculating, hurting. He painted a brutal picture. Topuria jabbing high to distract, then ripping a body shot that takes your soul with it. Like a jackhammer, Usman said, and you believed it. But he wasn't blind to Oliveira's magic either. Kamaru praised Charles for his submission game. That legendary guillotine, the one he used on Chandler? Terrifying. Still, Usman made it clear if Kamaru finds the liver early, Charles might not even get a chance to wrap those long arms around anything. The warning was loud and clear. This isn't a guy you let warm up.
I think the lightweight division is the most exciting division right now. It's just death row in the lightweight division at the moment. Like the top 5, dude, that guard up there right now, it's just killers, man.
But especially with Ilia Topuria entering the mix, right? The whole big story over the past week was he obviously vacated the title at featherweight, but apparently...
Then Robert Whittaker stepped in, looking like a man who's been in every kind of war inside the cage, and his take? Gritty and real. He didn't glorify Topuria as just a striker or just a wrestler. No, Rob called him something more dangerous, a weaver, someone who blends everything, clinch, elbow, hook, pressure, he threads it all together like a violent quilt. Whittaker gave fans a window into Ilia's dirty boxing, the art of hurting someone in tight, where the crowd can't even see it happening. Little elbows, sneaky uppercuts, grinding underhooks. Robert said, that's when you see the blood start, the wince, the slow crumble. He respected Oliveira's polished game, the leg kicks, the textbook technique, but warned that Charles sometimes steps in too clean, too predictable. And Ilia? He thrives in that chaos. Rob told us to watch for the clinch moments, the sneaky grab and hit chaos where you don't even know what landed, but someone's leaking blood. He said flat out, Oliveira can't survive that pressure for 5 rounds. And coming from Whittaker, that hits hard. But just when things were getting too intense, the show gave us a breather, a glorious meme-fueled breather. The memes? Oh, they delivered. Third place? Topuria as a medieval knight, sword in hand, jousting helmet photoshopped on his head, looking like he just rode through a castle and knocked Charles into another century. The absurdity? Perfect. Second place? Oliveira, sitting in a quiet library, deeply focused, reading a book captioned, "Studying submissions like homework." Fans called it adorably brutal and accurate. But the gold medal meme? Topuria's KO synced with a famous cartoon scene, a character springing into action right as Charles hit the mat. The timing was so on point, fans had tears streaming from laughter. It was savage. It was art. The host couldn't even keep it together. They joked about awarding these memes a real UFC belt. Give that meme a title shot, they laughed. It was a reminder, MMA isn't just blood and belts. It's community, it's humor, it's that wild shared ride of screaming, laughing, gasping, and yes, memeing. And as they signed off, they didn't just say goodbye, they invited us in. Drop your favorite meme in the comments, they said. We've got behind-the-scenes interviews, next fight breakdowns, and reactions you won't want to miss. With one final shout-out to fighters, fans, and the internet legends turning knockouts into viral art, they wrapped it up. But not before making one thing clear, Ilia Topuria didn't just win at UFC 317, he shook the entire fight world.